You are now tuned in to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will be discussing actual audio and visual clips captured during the team's investigations. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now smash that like, subscribe, and follow button, and let's get ready to welcome team leader and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and tech specialist and co-host, Mike Delcoro.
What is up, everybody? Happy Monday to my paranormal peeps. I'm Eric Vanderlaan, the host of the War Party Paranormal Show. And I know I've been a week off, I'm a little bit rusty. And also team leader of War Party Paranormal Research. And my other host over there.
What's up, guys? My name is Mike Delcoro. I'm your co-host and investigator and case manager and tech specialist with War Party Paranormal. And we got a great show for you guys tonight. I'm going to let Eric tell you what we're getting into.
Yeah, so we got a great show. We have Josh Adia. I hope I said his name correctly. From Animal Paranormal Podcast. And a few weeks ago, he came and did a live show with us and our team right in the Riddle House. So that was really cool. We were right in the funeral parlor. How badass is that?
Very cool.
Yeah. So, and actually, you know, there were things going on. It was pretty active in the house and things were happening while he was there. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to bring him as a guest and have him promote his show as well, because he has amazing guests as well. So without, oh, wait, you know what? I forgot almost. I did an intro. You want to see it?
I sure do.
I was going to bring on our guest. I couldn't contain myself, Mike. All right, here we go.
Let's do. Love it.
I know. I didn't even know that was there. I found that in our files of music. That's Ernesto's. Ernesto did that, right? Did he
I think so.
That? Yeah, that's pretty badass. I'm going to use that more often.
I think I've used it in some of the Haunted Files show.
Oh, yeah? Well, big shout out to Ernesto. He produces our music. So if you want to follow him, check out Modern Mimes. He's got an amazing band, rock band. Actually, he was just here locally in Lake Worth doing a concert. And tell me if I'm wrong. And Franny, you're here. I believe he's having a show in Miami. It's like an anniversary event, and he's going to be performing. And I believe that's going to be September 28th. So I'll be heading to that.
Yeah, hell yeah. We'll post it out there on our social media and stuff.
Yep, for sure.
For him to promote it. So you want to make sure you check him out, man. They're great. Tim and his wife.
Yeah, amazing. She's got a great voice.
Yeah, she's great.
Great vocals.
Super good people.
All right, enough with Ernesto, and back to our guest. So without further ado, let's bring on Josh.
Dude, I was jamming out to that music, man. I was going to start headbanging and stuff.
I know, right? It's hard to find good music.
Royalty free.
I was ready to mosh pit and throw chairs and stuff like that.
Yeah, we turned to Josh and his room's just turned upside down.
My mic's like flipped upside down and stuff, like doing a cartwheel on a flip.
I know, right? I should play it again, right? No, I'm joking. I'll use it for future intros. There we go.
Hey,
getting
guys,
everybody pumped up.
All right, Josh. So now you're on our show.
Hell yeah, man. This is awesome. This is exciting.
I feel like I'm at home with you, right?
Let's do this.
So Josh, I met you back at the
Arcadia.
Arcadia, yeah, at the old Herd Opera House.
which I'm going back pretty soon.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And I know we were BSing and stuff, but tell us a little bit more about yourself. I mean, you investigate yourself, obviously, right?
Yeah, I usually I actually have a partner that works with me, especially with paranormal diving, but we'll get into that later. But yeah,
Mike's eyes just lit up. Paranormal diving. You said paranormal diving.
but yeah,
I don't know why. He'll tell you.
yeah, I do a lot of by myself investigations too, like in the woods. I'm always out in the woods, searching for paranormal, Bigfoot, Dogman, anything UFO. I'm out there. If I don't care if there's water out in the woods, I'm in the with my snake boots out there with knee deep water and chasing it, man.
Hell
Whatever's
yeah.
out there.
Hell yeah.
I don't
So
care.
yeah, I
Snakes,
was
gators, I don't care. Spiders, I'll do it.
yeah, I was a boat captain for years, and then I used to hunt a lot too. So I spent my
Yeah.
time out there, and I'll tell you what, there's nothing creepier than being like up in North Florida and being at like 3 o'clock in the morning and walking out to your tree stand. And like all I could think of was, dude, I'm gonna get fucking abducted by. Oops, I dropped that bomb already. I'm gonna get abducted by aliens or something, man. Like just like fire in the sky. Like that movie just screwed me up. But
well, we've been chased out by balls of light in the woods that we're investigating here in Cape Coral off of Burnstore Road many times, and we've actually had people been chased out by the same ball of light while they're walking on this trail. So it's pretty cool. So is it UFO? I don't know. Some people say it is. Some people just say it's the spook light.
Have you been to the can't even say it, G. Pierce Mental Hospital in Arcadia?
No, I heard that. Is that the one they just opened up?
Yeah.
To the public?
But it used to be on a military base.
Yeah, it used to be a military base.
But it's not there anymore. But like the hangars, they look like something from a scene of the X-Files.
Yeah.
I wonder if that could like contribute to like what's been happening there with UFO sightings. Maybe like
anything's possible.
Right?
Anything's possible. I was just talking on the last show where, what if it's like space rockets because Kennedy Space Center's here, and what could that be it setting it off? I don't know.
I've seen space rockets.
Yeah. No, I mean setting it off, like
oh yeah, like sort of like the Space Center being a magnet for UFO activity. Yeah, because down here by us, by the Everglades, there's a lot of Tic Tac sightings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love the Everglades.
Yeah, man. And so have you ever captured anything that you think could be possible skunk ape activity or Bigfoot activity?
Yeah, well, a lot of times, like where I live, we hear a lot of tree knockings and stuff like that. By where my parents live, they live in Brandon, Florida. I don't know if you've been that way, but there's a lot of haunted history over there. I've actually found a couple of footprints.
Oh wow.
On their property that I had casted that's at their house still. I got pictures of it on my Facebook page if you look. But yeah,
you sent me that, right?
Yeah, I think I sent you that.
I think you did.
So
I'm gonna upload it while we're talking.
I've always been very kind of skeptical about like the whole Bigfoot thing, and then I kind of like say, you know what, it could be possible because if you look at Florida from an aerial view, I mean, there's only like the coast is like populated. There is so much swampland and so much, deep forest and stuff that there's no way you could plot out and see what's going on and all these, just like everywhere else that they see these sightings.
Yeah,
it's so dense. There's really no way, especially if people always say, well, where's the bones? Where's the bodies? In the Everglades, if there was one that was that past,
it'd be impossible. It'd be impossible to find bones because if you think about it, there's a lot of marshes, there's a lot of mangroves, and it's impossible to get back there unless example, you're a Bigfoot. The
Everglades is called the river of grass. It's a river. It's a huge river. Everything's streaming down,
Plus you got alligators. You got all kinds of predators and stuff out there that would eat these things.
Oh, like
the carcasses, and stuff. But real quick, I want to tell you, my dad, he's very like not into anything paranormal. Like he's like very, no, that's I don't. And he was working as a security guard manager, right? And there's a place out west, like way out in the woods, that there's like a sanctuary, I guess, for monks and stuff. Like they have their own little village out there, and there's security gate at the front. And one of the guys radioed my dad. He's like, "I'm going home." He's like, "You need to get somebody. You need to get somebody here because I'm leaving." And he's like, "What do you mean you're leaving?" And he's like, "I'll tell you when you get here, but I'm out."
Yeah.
So he drove out there, and he's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Well, I went to take a piss out of the side of the guard shack,
Huh.
because it's in the woods." And he's like, "And I saw something 6 foot tall, dark, lean over from outside the tree and make eye contact with me." And he's like, and he's like, I went back inside and locked the door. And he's like,
I'll be running. I'll be running for sure.
And my dad was like, I don't know, dude. What do you do? What are you smoking out here? What are you doing? He's like, but the guy looked terrified, like he saw something. Yeah. So
yeah, it's crazy things out there. You never,
there
there it is. That's my first cast. Yeah. They were side by side each other. It was pretty crazy.
How big
you can
is
see
that?
the toes right there.
Yeah, I can see
how
it.
long?
It was probably, I would say, well, I wear a size 14 shoe. So just think about it as like, I think it was like 17.
Okay.
I think a size 16 or 17.
It looks big. Yeah. I'm looking at the 2x4.
Yeah. It was huge.
Wow. That's crazy.
Badass. And where did you capture that?
It was in Brandon, Florida. On my parents' property. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They live nowhere but far in the woods. It's crazy. it's awesome.
Mike,
so do you go ahead? What's up?
Maybe future Haunted Files episode?
Yeah, man, I would love to. I've never I've been hunting, I've been tromping around out in the woods and screwing around and doing a lot of things out there, but I've never actually gone targeting, a Bigfoot, like looking for one or ever done an actual hunt.
Dude, I'll go in the woods anytime.
Yeah, we should do that. We should
for sure.
should get together.
Yeah.
Bring cameras and
hell yeah.
Go see what we find.
Right?
Hell yeah, man. I'm
gotta wait till it cools down a little bit though, man.
Yeah, it's too hot right now.
Yeah,
it's so hot.
Sure.
It's too hot. Everybody start melting and shit, and then getting bit by mosquitoes, and then the freaking somebody's flying across a freaking tree.
I'll tell you one thing: it was nice and cool in the Riddle House.
It was actually really nice. Yeah, it was actually.
We try to keep in air conditioning places in the summertime, right? So that was pretty cool. I mean, I think that was. I won't get in trouble for this, but I think that's the only time a radio show has been broadcast from the Riddle House.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, we had an audience. A lot of people watching. I still get comments about it. So it's really awesome. Cool. So, plus,
what did you and your daughter were experiencing things there, right? When you guys were setting up.
Yeah, it was weird. My daughter, because she's very sensitive to the paranormal because she's had a lot of experience growing up. She was seeing light anomalies flying across the room. She told me, she's like, "Dad, do you smell whiskey?" I was like, and I started smelling. I was like, "Holy crap, yeah, I do."
Michael Joseph.
Yeah, we've had that happen.
She smelled whiskey, and that's Joseph who hung himself. That's his drink of choice, bourbon whiskey.
Well, yeah, we could smell it. It was like strong. It was like it was right next to my nose. It was nuts, and we're things were starting to move and starting to hear weird things. We got, I think, a couple of recordings. I think it was Franny's recorder.
Live on
the show. Yeah,
interviewing her.
Yeah, it was really cool. I remember that. It was like I think it said or something like that.
Yeah, it was very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that the Riddle House was on Ghost Adventures in 2008.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I found this digging around the internet. Check it out.
Oh.
That's funny.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah. Well, we never had a 2x4 thrown at us, so I don't know about that. But I tell you one thing. Unfortunately, we didn't have access to the attic.
No.
Because they were doing maintenance on it, and the maintenance worker had left for the day and took the keys with them. Oh. So we were trying to get the key, tell him to come back to bring the keys, but he never came. But that attic is super, super active. I mean, we got in some wild stuff there, and
wow.
It's just like, it's really amazing that your daughter, Piper, was smelling the whiskey, and she didn't know anything about, like, that he was a drinker and that's what he liked. I mean, even got EVPs that he's like.
Well, there was actually, fun little fact here. It was the first time we ever did the Delco experiment was in that attic, And during the Delco session, I started smelling whiskey, like somebody's whiskey breath.
Yep.
And I was like, is that you or somebody? And we were like, no, dude, we don't drink before
Yeah.
investigation.
There was nobody drinking there too. That was the crazy thing. No
so-
one had booze or anything.
And we said something like, "Hey, Joseph, I got some bourbon or some whiskey for you." And then Joe blurts out, "Leave it by the door," because usually the door is locked and we're talking to him by the door.
Yeah.
So that's wild. That blew my mind away.
Man, it was cool. A lot of cool stuff went down there. I love that. I want to go back. I'd definitely go back.
That house is
We're-
it's not only is it super active, it's they got all the antiques in there and everything that just looks like a
period
very spooky period time, so.
But it's not I don't think it's the most active place in Yesteryear Village. I think that firehouse.
I feel that the Riddle House can be, it's either all or nothing. You go there and it's either really slow, or you go there and it's popping off. But go ahead, Eric.
No, just that I've just witnessed some wild things in that museum, with doors trying to pop open, hearing disembodied voices, and it like toys with you. Like what we do is we put REM pods all over the place.
Yeah.
One REM pod would go off, and I would walk to one end to see what set it off. And it would stop, and then the other one on the opposite end, and I'd walk over there like it was like toying with me. It's pretty wild. It loves the REM pods for some reason.
When we walked in the firehouse, that big sliding door you walk through. As soon as we walked there, on the right, something like hit another board or something like that. Like someone hit a board right next to you, and it made my daughter jump.
Oh,
I was like, what? And then someone across was like, did you hear that? I was like, yeah, it was right next to us.
In that firehouse, you will hear all kinds of bangs and slams.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a couple times we've been there, and you start to like go investigate like where that noise came from, like what was that, what could that be, and you start walking towards that area, and then you'll hear it in the opposite end of the building.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, let's go sit. And then you start going over there, and then it happens back where it's just happened, and you're like, what the hell? Like you're screwing with us,
Yeah.
Like,
well, one night I was with JP and Franny, and we were like, hey, Franny, let's have you do an isolation in the fire museum. You just stay there alone and film yourself, and we'll see what happens, and like record. And she's like sitting there, and she's like saying, well, those firefighter calendars, I think that's like really hot. And as soon as she said that, there's a REM pod sitting right next to her. It starts going off. It's like right on cue. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Firefighter ghost boyfriend.
And then Joe was doing some experiments with you guys there as well in the museum, right? He was doing the vortex.
Oh yeah, that was dude. I've never seen that before. That was pretty cool.
How did that go?
It was cool. There was like a lot of cool pictures that I saw on people's phones. It was definitely interesting. I've never seen that done before. That was pretty cool. The vortex thing. It's pretty cool. Someone showed me I think it was a face of a man looking at them.
Yeah. Remember the one that Joe captured, the one with the face?
Yeah. That was pretty. That was so cool, man. That was a good capture right there.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It'll play trick on your mind, that's for sure.
Yeah. It was cool though. I love that. I would definitely like to see it again. I wanted to do the Delco experiment, but we were supposed to do that afterwards, but they kicked us out, so we couldn't really finish it.
It started lightning, and the security guard started panicking, and they were like running this out of there, so we had to leave early, unfortunately. Yeah. I don't know, maybe that's why we had some pretty good activities, because the charge in the air.
Oh, the lightning was awesome, man. When you get a lightning charge like that, I'm
like, this is the time to go. This is when things get better.
Yeah, that's when you want to go.
It's not just spooky stories. It was like, when they say like it was a dark and stormy night, like there's something to be said about that. There is. You get that static charge in the air. And
so I get the same thing in the woods, man. As soon as you see that heat lightning and stuff going on, stuff happens, man. It gets wild. Like everything stops and it gets quiet.
And it gets quiet. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, shoot, is there an animal that's going to maul me? Or just run me over? or is it going to be a UFO abducting me and I got to invite him for a guest on the podcast show?
That's what would scare. That's what would scare me if, like, all of a sudden you're in the woods and you don't hear anything. It's quiet, dead quiet. I'll be like,
that would be
what
fun.
am I doing here?
I'd be like,
you
hey,
know,
Joe.
there was something really spooky that happened with us, and it could just be a coincidence, but I know when we were investigating the Devil Tree, we've been out there a bunch of
I've been
times,
wanting
right?
to go there.
Dude,
Yeah,
let's do it.
That's the one place I've been wanting to go.
We've been out there a bunch, and there was one night where it was very, very, very still, and there's a big canopy over this place. You know, it's very dense, and every time, you know, because we're investigating, so we're talking about the serial killer that was linked to the tree, and every time we said his name, a little gust of wind, and you would hear all the trees just like shh, like, you know, and then it would just go back to being dead still, and it would stay like that. And if we said his name again, like at first we didn't notice it, and then when we start, we're going, dude, and then we'd say his name, and there you go, you hear the little bit of wind and the breeze come through, and the trees start, like, you know, the paranormal speaks in subtleties, you know, like little things like that. But when it, you know, it happens once or twice, and you're like, okay, but when it was happening all night like that, that was pretty wild. You know, I can't say for sure it was paranormal, but it was definitely strange.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, there was another time we were there and you were saying his name, and I remember every time you said his name, the REM pod went off. That's when Keith was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was weird. And like, what's going to set off a REM pod? And like, you're like in the wilderness pretty much.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no power, no nothing out there.
You ever been to the Devil's Chair?
Yes, I have. I went during the day just to check it out.
Yeah. I've been there at night. It's pretty interesting. That town, that whole town there is
well, we actually
we
did a TV show at have you heard of the Ann Stevens bed and breakfast? Ann Stevens house?
Yep.
That, like, we were with Univision and we were filming a show there, and we were just getting crazy stuff there. It's wild.
Yeah.
There's a lady there that comes in the form of her being a little girl. I forget her name, but we were just getting some wild stuff. It was amazing. I definitely want to go back there. And then we actually had a residential case just down the street from Casadega Hotel. We got some wild stuff there. Of course, I can't go into details about that, but it was just a really cool night in Casadega. I mean, that was my first time there.
Yeah, that place is wild. A lot of Bigfoot activity there, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right in the cemetery area. I've had people tell me they've seen Bigfoot run across the back area there in the cemetery. So it's pretty cool. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, I have a property up in by St. Cloud, called Suburban Estates. It was like an old land scam, right? Basically, they bought up all this property and they subdivided it, and they were marketing it to people in like Canada, like, oh, come buy Florida property, you know, it's close to the water, it's in the middle of the swamp, like, so they designated it uninhabitable recreational land only.
Wow.
So it's 10,000 acres, and you have access to the whole property, but everybody has plots of land out there.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a report of a Bigfoot out there. A guy woke up in the middle of the night, would take a piss, went outside, and something was messing with his cooler.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, he said and it stood upright. It could have been a bear, right? But I mean, he reported it as a Bigfoot the way he saw it.
Yeah, and you never know.
Well, they got that one famous picture where it looks like an orangutan, like it's a reddish color.
Yeah, I seen that. They're saying it's a skunk ape.
Yeah,
that looks like a real ass orangutan.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
I think it was a something that escaped from the zoo or something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that there was an article written about that an orangutan had escaped the zoo, and so I guess
could have been me sleepwalking at night or something like that. I get a little hairy at night sometimes, you know.
Yeah, and that's true. Bears in Florida aren't that big.
No, they're not.
Well, the people up in St. Cloud aren't that smart either.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see no grizzlies back down here. That's for sure.
There's some specimens out there by my camp, so yeah.
The only thing that freak me out are the goddamn pythons.
Oh, dude, no python hunting.
I hate snakes.
I don't know. They don't freak me out, dude, because they're not. You know, if
I just don't like touching them. I don't like how they feel. I don't like anything.
I'm not a big fan of snakes either, but I mean, those things were, they don't really mess with you unless you mess with them,
I know, but if you tell me to hold one, I'd be like,
no, I'm not saying to
go. Dude, I used to bring snakes when I was younger. I used to bring snakes, no word of lie, me and my buddy, at the movie theater, and we'd get in for free. They let us for free in the movie theater because we brought. It was a small snake.
You should charge people to pet it. Or
it was freaking awesome.
They do that down. They should do down in Miami. Take a picture with the snake and pay for it. That was a big thing. See those albino
snakes do taste good though. They do taste good.
I never did that.
I had some gator though.
Oh, gator tail.
Yeah,
man.
It's a little bit gristly.
It tastes like chicken.
I don't know. Yeah, chicken with I don't know.
Tough chicken.
It's all right.
I've eaten it too. I wasn't a fan.
Have some sauce with it and all that.
Yeah.
Brandon says rattlesnake.
See, all that shit. I just rather eat a chicken. If it tastes like chicken, I'll just eat a chicken.
I like me some possum stew though. I eat me some possum stew. I never tried it. I don't know.
Never had it.
I don't know, but I think Mike, it's that time where we got to pay bills.
That's right.
Talking about possum stew and
you guys are making me hungry, so I'm gonna have to go get a snack.
Dude, I just ate dinner not too long ago, and I'm getting hungry again.
Same here.
I'm gonna have to go out in the woods and catch something.
Yeah, and after that, I might be dumping something. That possum. All right, we're getting over here. What is up, my paranormal peeps? You may be wondering why we're holding something like these in our hand, and my buddy's going to tell you all about it.
The reason that we have this paranormal equipment in our hand is because we're giving a big shout out to the Ghost Hunter store, one of our sponsors. They're your one-stop shop for everything paranormal.
That's right, and you may have seen some of these equipment on your favorite paranormal TV shows.
Exactly, especially the Haunted Files on Paraflix.
Mike's got that right.
All right, guys, so check them out. And if you use the code word Ghost Gone Wild,
not Girls Gone Wild,
Ghost Gone Wild, in your checkout, you'll get a discount on your purchase. Thank you, guys.
Peace. What's up, my paranormal people? Eric and Mike here from the War Party Paranormal Radio Show. Wanting you to remember the importance of hydration. Remember, we hunt ghosts. We don't want to turn into ghosts. Dehydration can lead to inflammation and even degenerative disease. So hydration is crucial.
Whether you're up all night investigating the paranormal, sky watching, or Bigfoot, Fuel Up Hydration System is designed to support motivation, concentration, and rejuvenation with the best immune-enhancing delivery system available today.
Experience the benefits of Fuel Up with their Feel the Difference money-back guarantee.
Visit fuelup.gg/warparty for their special offer that includes free shipping. Fuel Up for life. Hey, Eric, how do we do?
It's awesome.
All right. Well, maybe we should stick to hunting ghosts. I don't know if commercials is our thing.
True that. Josh was rocking that cowbell.
I was like,
need more cowbell. Hey guys, I just want to take a quick second to talk a little bit about Paraflix. Paraflix is a streaming platform. They call it the Netflix of the paranormal. So if you guys are, there's not much on TV anymore. They took a lot of it down. So if you're sick and tired of all the same old stuff, you want some new fresh content, you could download Paraflix on your Apple TV, any of your smart devices, phones, tablets, computer, smart TV, Roku, all that fun stuff. Just search up Paraflix with 2 X's, and it has all kinds of different paranormal investigators and paranormal content. Has short films, regular reoccurring shows, music videos, the whole 9 yards. And it's owned by Patty Negree and
she's amazing.
And they're really great people. And there's also a great show on there called The Haunted Files, which stars me and Eric.
Yes,
so
sir.
another reason why you might want to check it out. And if you use the code word, the Haunted Files 25, you get 25% off your annual subscription. And monthly, I think it's like $4.99 a month or something before before the discount. So it's very cost effective. And I'm going to show a quick little preview to one of our episodes. We have 2 seasons on there now that you could stream. So now's a good chance to catch up before we come out with season 3 in 2025.
100 Files Marathon.
That's right. You can binge watch.
Binge.
So here's a trailer to the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. One of my favorite episodes, actually.
Amazing.
The Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, located in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, is a historic building that has gained notoriety for its reputation as being haunted. Originally opening its doors in 1959 as a medical facility, it served the community for decades before closing its doors in the late 1990s. Reports of strange occurrences, such as disembodied voices, apparitions, and unexplained sounds have fueled the hospital's reputation as a haunted location. Tonight, the Haunted Files team is going to see if they can document these reports. Oh, shit. Do you like this stuffed dinosaur? Yes. Leave. I felt for something brush my arm and I just got chills real bad.
By the way, Mike has a stuffed dinosaur just like that on his bed.
I do. I hug it at night.
Yeah, he spoons it. It's a little bit bigger than that one, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like maybe a miniature version.
Exactly.
Miniature dinosaur.
I'm jealous.
So, yeah, I guess in the ER there was a supposed child spirit that so people leave there some offerings there for them. Yeah.
So I want to talk. So we were talking about possums shitting in the woods and stuff like that. So you were mentioning about paranormal diving. Can you tell us more about that and like maybe some like dives you've done?
Yeah, well, recent dives I've done is the Spiegel Grove and the Mohawk. We've actually had some light anomalies happen in the actual shipwreck.
Really?
Which is really cool. Yeah, it's really cool stuff seeing some stuff that you would never think happened underwater.
Right.
But it's good stuff. It's we also do like treasure hunting and stuff, metal detecting, finding cool stuff, bottles, glass bottles, guns, knives.
That's right up my alley, man.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. I love diving. I go to a lot of springs, a lot of cool stuff there, and just shipwrecks are my favorite, and plane wrecks.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the episodes, if you ever have time, I know you're super busy, but you should check out the House of Refuge episode we did on Han Files. Maybe we can get you out there sometime.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. It's so I don't know if you're familiar with it. There was 10 of them up and down the coast that would help shipwreck survivors in the early 1900s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in this building, the last one that stands has a lot of activity. And there was actually 2 back-to-back shipwrecks right in front of the building back in,
it's called the Treasure Coast. So there were a ton of shipwrecks. That's why they had houses of refuge built all along the coast. So if someone wrecked, in a short distance, there's a house that they can go to get help.
Mm-hmm.
But like what Mike was saying, I mean, there's 2 shipwrecks that happened back to back there, like right in front of the house. How wild is that?
I'd love to dive it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of them still there. The other one kind of just got broken up into pieces.
Yeah.
The one that's still there, I actually flew my drone around and you could see it.
See the
And
outline of it?
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And 'cause it's shallow, it's very shallow there.
You can find out how to offload apps from your app.
Whoa.
That was weird.
But yeah, no, I love all that stuff too. I love
Yeah.
metal detecting, treasure hunting, and doing all that. And there's one of the locations we talked to them, and they're going to let us do a metal detecting around the area.
Okay.
And then whatever we find, we're going to take it into the place and see if we use it as a trigger object to do.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So kind of mixing the two.
Maybe we could go underwater and get some cool stuff there and bring it up. You never know what's there. Could be an old knife, a gun. It could be anything.
That's
well,
right.
actually, we also did an episode on Lake Okeechobee. We went out on a boat.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were going thinking there, like, we were going to get paranormal activity because there's a town there that's underwater now. And also there's supposedly
I love that stuff.
A really old, like,
indigenous people. They found thousands of skulls out there
and stuff like that.
Wow.
Like underwater. Yeah. There was like an article, like, I don't know, in the 1900s or late 1800s, where a guy who witnessed it said that it looked like a pumpkin patch because there were so many skulls.
Wow.
Yeah, there was like a drought, and then he said there was these round objects everywhere that looked like a pumpkin patch, and then he found out that there were skulls everywhere.
Yeah.
And then people have seen like light anomalies and sightings of UFOs. So we decided to go out there. Like, I don't know, we just come up with the wildest ideas. Like, hey, let's just do it and see what happens. Like,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So yeah, we went out there and it turned into being more like UFOs. Like, it was just really, really weird.
Very strange. Very
crazy
strange
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and we did a Delco session, and everything I was saying was going up to the sky, extraterrestrials.
Look
like,
up.
Wow.
And it was like on cue, and like things were happening around the boat, and I would like mention it like without knowing that was happening. It was just really weird.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and then speaking about like light anomalies underwater. I was a boat captain on fish boats for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent a lot of time on the water, especially at night. And I've witnessed a lot of very, very strange,
Yeah.
And, being a captain, being out in the water, I know the difference between bioluminescence and something odd,
something weird that shouldn't be there.
I mean, we were out sword fishing, we were about 12, 13 miles offshore in about 3,000 feet of water.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw a possible USO. It looked to me, if you like, what it looks like if you're on the boat and you're looking out and you have divers in the water and they have searchlights.
Yep.
Right. That's what it looked like. But this is 3,000 feet of water with no boats and nobody's diving out there. And then it looked like it was like a searchlight, like somebody underwater moving the light around. Then it dissipated and disappeared. Also seen some very strange stuff in the skies out there, out in the horizon.
Yep.
Where, objects moving and then they would drop straight down like in a vertical line and then go straight back up and then keep going. And, at first I was like, what is that? Somebody, picking up drugs or something, like a helicopter or something. But then the range for a helicopter, you can't, you wouldn't, it doesn't have that kind of range to get out there and do that.
Yeah. I know this is a weird concept, but there's actually been reports of UFO sightings underwater.
Yeah, USOs, right?
I guess they call them USOs or UFOs or.
It was unidentified submersible object.
Yeah.
And then there's, I mean, if you were going to hide and you had a ship that could travel through either, divert space and time and all these things, what better place to hide than in the water?
Yeah. And
right,
a lot of people don't think that too, that a lot of paranormal or USOs, could be underwater. Or there's another theory out there. It could also be sirens. It could be many other things that we don't know. That's the fun of that's the scientific part. That's our job, is to figure, well, if we ever do figure it out, but like that's the part. Is
Imagine when we get the technology to go as deep as we can go into the ocean and what we
Yep.
would find. I
Dude,
mean,
that'd be-
they're always already finding stuff in like in Mexico and Central America with the lidar, all these cities
Yep.
that were never ever people never knew about, and they
Mhm.
see like highways like from the Mayans, and it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
in
nuts.
Brazil, especially in the Amazon rainforest, they're finding all kinds of, not just cities. I mean, you're talking multiple cities, like big giant like infrastructures with like roads and rivers and running water and like huge temples and all this stuff that has just been overtaken by the forest.
Yeah.
And when when the first time the pioneers came there, they went back and they reported to the king and said, there is huge, populations of people, and they went back 100 years later, and they're like, there's nothing here. That guy was full of shit. Well, when that explorer went there, he spread smallpox or something, and it wiped out the whole population of the people. And
Wow.
yeah, and then it overgrew. So, I mean, if we're still finding stuff today, there's a lot of stuff, and that's pretty big stuff that you shouldn't miss. You know what I mean? So if there's something that's trying to hide and trying
Yep.
to, I'm
And
sure
who
there's
helped
plenty.
them? And people are saying that extraterrestrials help these people build these cities and stuff like that. Like, where do they get the technology to
Yeah.
build them? And like so precise and aligned with this everything that had to do with the stars and the sun.
Mm.
Everything
It's
has.
crazy.
Well, I just learned something the other day that kind of tripped me out, and it makes a lot of sense. You know how like a lot of the indigenous people would spend a lot of time staring at the stars and mapping the stars and doing that stuff. You always picture them laying on the ground, looking up into the stars and jotting it down, right? And
Yeah.
like trying to figure. But what they used to do is they would make small pools of water as a reflection,
Yeah.
and they would look down at the pools of water, and that would reflect the stars. So they didn't have to sit there and look up. They can look straight down at
Yeah.
this pool of water, and then they could put markers
It's
where the
crazy.
planets align. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
they were smarter than we think, but I still think there's some stuff out there that just can't be figured
I don't
out.
know. If I had nothing better to do and I was up on the mountain, I'll be like getting high as fuck, chewing on coca leaves, staring
Yeah,
at
I'd be taking naps and
right?
Oh damn.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? Just stare at the sky and
eat
enjoy some
mushrooms.
coca.
I definitely wouldn't be carving no 10,000-pound stones.
No. Oh, well,
I would definitely.
speaking
I'll
of,
be
have you ever
ordering.
guys been to Coral Castle?
Oh yeah, I've
I have
investigated
not.
it.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's kind of like that, aligning with the stars and the whole story behind it. It's
Yeah,
pretty interesting stuff. It's kind of like on the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
that's
did
a
an
very interesting
investigation
story
there.
too. The
Yeah.
guy would just build and work on things at night by himself, and he moved these
Big
tons.
blocks of coral that like weigh thousands and thousands of pounds by himself. Little
And it was
old man.
Yeah, and it was what he was using was a system that the Egyptians used where they had
Yep.
that tripod with
Hmm.
that device, that magnetic device on the top. And like
Yeah.
the limestone, the corals were really brittle, so it's easy to cut.
Yeah.
But he would have these like, big tripods that just him alone be able to lift them up and move them. Pretty
Yeah.
wild. I think there's like a 2-ton door I was there where
Yep.
it's sitting on a pin where it like rotates like a
It
revolving
still
door.
turns too. Yeah.
You can like use all you can just with the force of your finger you can
Yep.
you can like push it. It's pretty wild.
That's a pretty crazy place. I love that place.
We did a TV show there years ago, but we only had like a few hours to film it, so we didn't really get anything.
Yeah.
But I'd love to go back and like see what we can get.
Yeah.
We
That'd
have
be
to
awesome.
work on that in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right down the street from us, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not far
Yeah.
from you guys.
No, not at all.
You know what? One thing too that they found in I think it's China under one of the big temples is like down in the lower sections. It's filled with mercury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell did they get that much mercury? Like to fill like a whole giant like basement, like dungeon area full of mercury.
It's nuts, man.
I mean, in that kind of time, if you, it's just wild. And another people don't know is that rocks actually float in mercury. It makes everything very buoyant. So you could like literally put a giant rock, like depending on how deep the mercury was, but you could use that to move things as well. But mercury also creates, if you spin it in a certain way.
Show's brought to you by Gillette electronic razor.
Yeah.
You can use a wet cut or a dry cut, whatever you like.
Exactly.
Back to our show.
I was just rambling on anyway, so no worries. That was funny.
I don't know. I'm lacking here. I'm like, I need to like catch up with these dudes. But Mike was working on something. I thought he was gonna show it off for the show.
It went down.
Here we go.
Yeah. I could probably do it too. I just need
he's working on something here for
that
Halloween.
wax stuff.
Yeah.
I should invent animals Bigfoot wax.
There you go.
Just for beards. Coming
to
a store near you.
And the lotion.
And a lotion. Bigfoot lotion. That sounded so bad.
Yeah, I get really bad here, but I think we're still under FCC rules, so I won't.
Yeah,
I'll behave myself, right, Chanel?
Squatch wash.
Squatch wash.
Squatch wash. There you go.
Squatch razors.
Yeah.
Oh man. Limitations.
So we've gone off the rails.
Yeah, it happens every time. Yeah. Happens every time with me.
So Josh, so tell people where they can find you, like what's coming up, like anything, any big news for you that you want to announce, things like that.
Oh man, where you can find me is Animal Paranormal Live, YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram. You can catch me on every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time on my show, either in my studio or live on location. So got a lot of shows coming up on location. Next year actually, I'm doing a podcast tour. So
yeah, that's very cool. Like,
let's get the party started tour. So it's gonna be a party, definitely. I'm gonna be going to Bigfoot festivals up in I think it's Maine. I got some scheduled. I got Massachusetts, some in other places I can't remember, but yeah, it's starting to fill up, so it's doing good, man. A lot of good stuff coming up.
How often are you going to be traveling for each show? I know it might be kind of hard because you got work.
Yeah, work and family. Probably it's gonna be like I'll be doing one weekend and then another weekend, and probably something like that, or maybe a few days during the week, or it's gonna be on and off kind of thing. It all depends where I'm traveling to and all that stuff. But yeah, the podcast tour is gonna be awesome. Got a lot of good stuff. Actually, I will be doing my show live on location at the Arcadia place at their Paracon 2. I think October, I think it's 18th or something like that.
Right. It's
on a Friday.
Yeah, it's a Friday. We were invited, but it's kind of hard for us to do it on a Friday because we all work.
Yeah.
But I believe, but next year he said he's going to have it for Saturday.
On Saturday, yeah.
So we'll definitely be there, and I think you're right though. Yeah, the 18th.
Yeah, it's the 18th. I think that's a Friday.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, but and I'm also in the middle of making a horror movie. So I'm doing.
Sick. Oh, very sweet.
I don't know if I shared a video. Did I share a video with you?
I think you did, but I didn't upload it. Shame on me.
It's a little.
Let's see if I can do that real quick, and we can end it on the video note.
Yeah, you can share that.
So are you filming locally?
Filming locally up in actually Sarasota, Venice area.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff there, man. A lot of good stuff. Yeah, a lot of good stuff happening with the podcast show. A lot of filming and all that cool stuff, diving. Got some dives coming up in Key West. Maybe the Bermuda Triangle. working on that.
Sweet.
So
Quick fact. I've investigated the Cape Coral Lighthouse in Key Biscayne in Miami,
okay.
and they got the marker there. It's the official eastern corner of
Yep.
the Bermuda Triangle.
That's where I want to
Cool.
dive. There's a lot of shipwrecks there, a lot of plane wrecks, a lot of good stuff out there. There's actually shipwrecks there that haven't been recorded yet. So it'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
cool to find some shipwrecks and record it and see what's down there. It'd be pretty cool. If I don't disappear from a UFO.
Right. Man, I can't find the video. Oh, wait a second. I got it. Let me upload it real quick. Multitasking.
So, real quick, while he's pulling that up, tell us a little bit about what we're going to see here.
It's just a little thing of this character. He's a priest. He's kind of like been shunned out of the church because of demonology and stuff like that of what he believes in, and it's about him going against pretty much this demon that is hurting a lot of people and killing people. So this part is where he's just walking and thinking and talking pretty much in his mind. So it's pretty cool.
All right, and right quick before you play that, Eric,
Yeah.
for all the listeners on the KGRA digital broadcasting side of things, you guys are going to be shortly moving on to your next show. If you want to continue watching us here, you could swing on over to the War Party Paranormal YouTube channel. Don't forget all the other great episodes and other shows on the KGRA digital broadcasting network. You got things with spirituality, UFOs, cryptids, Bigfoot, all kinds of alternative radio pleasures. So make sure you check them out. And we appreciate them for hosting our show.
All right, I'm uploading it now.
Sweet.
Okay, I thought I was.
On this broadcast of Sasquatch Wash.
Video clip. It's not going.
Sponsored by Squatch Watch.
It won't upload to the StreamYard.
With all your underwater Sasquatch needs. Dude, I just want to dress up as Bigfoot in an investigation. That'd be pretty freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
See if like a spirit would
We'll put you out there like as bait, like
response.
Yeah, we'll put some like female pheromones on you, and then see if you can get
pheromones.
I'll do it.
See if we get a Squatch to attack you.
Dude, if I saw Bigfoot come up to me, dude, I'd give him a hug. I don't care. I would hug him. I wouldn't let go. And if he tried to like kick me off, I'd stay there like it's a freaking like a rodeo. It's like a Bigfoot rodeo. Bigfoot rodeo. Just climb on his back. Go, yeah.
You know what? I can't upload it. It doesn't show up on my downloads. But when I open up my file, my downloads.
So do it through the present button.
There you go.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
Mike's so creative.
I know. Tech specialist.
That's right.
Tech.
All right.
Tech is so fun.
Okay.
And
action.
Are you clicking around over
there? I know. There's a lot of clicking going on. There we go. All right, you ready?
There we go. Turn it up, everybody. Hope you like it. Oh, yeah, the sound.
No audio.
No audio.
So, Eric, close it. Click on the present button. Video file. And then select
I got it. There we go.
Put on the full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand firm. Then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of the peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God.
That was it.
Very cool.
Badass, dude. I like
As I
it.
said, it's a long working project.
Yeah.
I'm already scared.
Talk about give me beard envy though. That dude's killing it with the beard. But yeah, no, it looks cool, man. Very, very cool. I like
Awesome.
it. Nice work,
Thank
dude.
you.
And I know because we do all the producing for the Honda Files. I know it's a lot of work, man.
A lot of work.
A lot goes into it. So congrats, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Looking forward to checking it out. Let us know when it's complete. We'll make sure we check it out for sure.
Hell yeah. I want to do a big opening for it and all that. So once it's finished.
And if you need anybody killed off by the demon or anything, I'm down.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're demon hunters.
Cool. So, all right, guys, it's about that time. Is there anything else that you wanna add, Josh?
Just check me out on Saturday nights.
Yeah, hell yeah. And where's the best place for them to do that?
You can check me on Animal Paranormal on StreamYard or the Get Haunted Network. You can check me out there, and it's a party. Sometimes we veer off, and you never know. We might talk about poop.
Yep.
Might talk about who knows.
Yep. And you stream it on Animal Paranormal Podcast Facebook page too.
Yep.
Live, right?
Yep. On YouTube. What's
YouTube.
Twitch, Instagram. Yeah, all those cool places.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you
make sure
for
you guys
being
check
a
them out.
guest.
Oh yeah.
And thank you for coming. And if you want to check out any of my content, the best way is to go over to my website, flaparanormalresearcher.com, and has all kinds of different content on there and links out to my social media. And you can see upcoming things happening with the Haunted Files and all those fun stuff. And make sure that you also check out warpartyparanormal.com so you can see our upcoming events. And Eric, I think you have some stuff that we're doing coming up, because I can never remember the dates.
I can't either. We got a hell of a spooky season. I'm telling you that right now.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, so we got.
If you don't have them in front of you, just pay attention to our social media. We'll be posting stuff as it's coming up. We're also going to be at the Rock Island Roadhouse Paracon on the 5th of October. Yep, we're going to be headlining that event.
Yep, and then weekend after that, we're in two places. We're going to be at the Beckley Jail Friday night, and then we're going to be at the TIFF Theater for their HorrorCon.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool, man. If you guys are in Georgia, come out to the TIFF Theater as a HorrorCon. Then we're going to be playing
Josh Purvis is going to be with us, so you got to come.
Yeah, and we're going to be playing one of our episodes of when we investigated the TIFF Theater on the TIFF Theater big screen.
Sweet.
So, and then we're going to be doing a Q&A afterwards. So very fun stuff.
We also we're going to be in a HorrorCon here locally in Hollywood at Flippers. And they're going to be showing our episode on the big screen. So once I get the details, I'll be promoting that as well. We also have the Gilchrist County Jail, October 26th. Part of our team is going to be there representing. And then we have events on the 26th. That's going to be at the Gold Coast Railroad Museum. So come check that out. And I believe before that is Old Davie Schoolhouse. But yeah, I think I did okay with that.
You did. And just let everybody know where they could find us.
I post it everywhere.
Okay, great. And then let people know where they can find you on social media.
Ghost Hunter of South Florida. Pretty much everywhere.
And if you're having any problems out there with the paranormal in your personal life or anything, anybody out there listening on the KGR Digital Broadcasting Network, the War Party Paranormal specializes in doing residential accounts. We're a nonprofit organization that helps people with the paranormal. So don't hesitate to reach out. If you need anything from us, we'll be happy to help. And if it's something that you're a little far away or something, we can point you in the right direction. But
Yes,
we appreciate you. We appreciate our awesome guest, Josh. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing your ongoing adventures and things that you have in the future. And yeah, good job, man. You're kicking ass.
Awesome, man. Definitely. You guys too, man. Can't wait to hang out again.
Hell yeah, dude. We'll definitely have to get together, and you got to take us out in the woods, man.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
let's
for
go.
sure.
I'll go right now. Let's go.
All right. Well, we'll definitely have to set something up. Hey, hang out real quick after the show. We could talk a little bit in the backstage there. But hey, everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Peace out.